Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is the 5th day of December. It's a Wednesday. It is National Satcher Torque Day. What is that?
I have no idea.
It's also National Bathtub Party Day. Have you had a bathtub party lately?
I have not.
We should have a bathtub party. We are married, so...
We have a hot tub. We can have a hot tub party.
There, we can do that. It is also International Ninja Day. So if you're a ninja, celebrate. And if you're a really good ninja, nobody will even know you're celebrating because you're so stealthy. See? See? I've got a quote here from Tori Birch. Tori says, "Buckle up and know it's going to be a tremendous amount of work, but embrace it." I like that. There's so many things that are a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. So that's kind of cool. Got a great guest coming up later in the program as well. Had a lot of fun visiting with her about this, and I'm super excited to do the interview with her. Phyllis Solis-Friederich, author of CollegeSurvivor, Learning the Art and Strategy of Earning Scholarships and Grants. So if you know someone that's going to be heading off to school and want help, maybe saving some dough doing it, well, be listening. It's coming up later in the program.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix, TIX.org.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Heidi, tell me, Dry Creek in Cheyenne, Wyoming, is that a golf course or is that a rehab center? Dry Creek.
I'm going to say golf course on this one.
And it is, ladies and gentlemen, a golf course.
Yeah,
Good
that
job.
sounds,
Golf clap
that
for Heidi.
sounds more like a golf course.
It does. These are all starting to sound the same to me. I don't know. Have you done that one?
I don't think we've done that one.
I don't think so either, but I don't know. Coming up, we've got more fun stuff. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is your brain on drugs. An intoxicated book lover in Alaska broke the glass in one of the Noel-Ween Library's front doors to gain access after hours last Tuesday. Why would you break into a library?
I don't know, because all you need is just a card and you can take whatever you want whenever you want.
Director there, Melissa Harder, says the man, quote, really wanted to read, end quote, didn't realize the library was closed. He was there. She said he wasn't here very long. He walked in. The cleaning crew said, "I'm sorry, we're closed," and then he went out the other door. He was completely intoxicated and didn't know what he was doing. The cleaning crew called the police.
He didn't break in. If the cleaning crew was there, wouldn't the doors have been open?
No, he broke a piece of glass in the front door to get in.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not good.
It was 9:45 in the p.m. The man was gone when the police got there, of course. There are no suspects at this time. Harder said the window was replaced the very next morning, but somebody put plywood on it overnight, so they got it fixed up right away. And it says the only damage was to the door. They don't think he stole anything. So some drunk dude broke a window at a library, walked in, and then I wonder if he even knew he was at the library.
Probably not. And if he broke in, he definitely didn't know there were people inside. Otherwise, he would have just knocked on the door.
You'd think so. Just a bizarre story. That's what happens, though, when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, and take a listen to this. The LAPD arrested 10 gang members in connection with a slew of celebrity burglaries in Hollywood. Police say the victims chose their victims based on social media posts that showed that they were out of town. So they saw, oh, hey, look, this guy's out of town doing some filming of a movie. They went, bought one of those little maps of the stars' homes, and they burglarized them while they were gone. How crazy is that? That's why I always tell our kids when we're traveling.
Maybe these stars need better security at their homes.
Probably. I always tell our kids when we're out of town, even if it's just for a short while, I say don't post photos till we're going. Like when we get home, then you can.
Yeah.
But I don't want you doing that. It's a bad idea. Judge Judy topped the annual list of highest paid talk show hosts.
This is insane. We talked about this the other day.
I asked Heidi, Could this possibly be a typo? $147 million a year?
Holy cow.
Judge Judy, and I like Judge Judy. She's spunky, but holy cow, $147 million a year. That's like $500,000 a day.
We definitely chose the wrong career path.
I should have been a fake TV judge. Oh, wait, she's a real judge? Okay. Either way. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Australian farmer announces the world's biggest cow will not be killed because it couldn't fit into the slaughterhouse. Have you seen the photo of this thing online?
No, we talked about it the other day, that it's like...
Yeah. It's over 6 feet tall.
6 feet tall.
They got a ticket when they were driving to the slaughterhouse because they couldn't close the gate on the trailer all the way.
Oh, my God.
Now, I posted a photo, like a link to the story. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, or I don't know when it was. And the first thing that happened is a friend of mine said, that is not a cow, that is a steer. Every story says cow. I understand what you're saying. A cow is like a girl, and a steer is the boy, and it's the boy. It's not a girl.
Well,
so.
Whatever, either way.
Moo,
Yeah.
big monster. And then in the photo, they had a lot of small cows, like baby cows around it to make it look even bigger. So in the photo, this thing looks gigantic. But it is big, no matter what. The Australian farmer who owns Knickers, that is the giant cow, confirmed that he stands over 6 foot tall, 6'4", and weighs 1.4 tons. I'm going to link to those stories.
That's a lot of meat that people aren't getting.
Maybe someday, eventually.
They're just going to let him just grow old and die? That's unfortunate.
I have a feeling that they're raking in the bucks because people want to come see this giant cow. So I'm
because
sure.
you could get it to the... I mean, he's going to die anyway, so you kill him and just chop off his legs and then put him in the trailer.
Take him there in pieces.
They're going to kill him anyways.
Would you just stop? Let's just stop right there. I just want to make sure that there's no insensitivity to this next story, because I read online a post where I was getting this information, and I saw some terribly mean things that were being said about this. Stevie Wonder announced plans to help the California wildfire victims, which is awesome, but first he wants to tour the wreckage. Online, people were saying, Stevie, you can't see it anyway. Why are you going there? People were being really mean about it. I was like, if he wants to go out there, let him go out there. He's the one that's donating the money. I just thought it was really mean. Some of the things people were saying, I was like, wow, you would never say that if you were standing in front of the guy. But when you're behind the little keyboard, these keyboard warriors, that is such a terrible thing. Taco Bell.
They might say it if they were standing in front of him.
No.
Why?
I don't think
Why
they
do you
would.
want to go? What is the point?
I just don't think they would. Taco Bell.
Take him to...
Can I move on?
You could take him anywhere and tell him he was there.
Would you stop? This is why I warned you ahead of time.
Well, I'm just saying, it's silly.
Remember the whole let's not have any insensitivity here? Next story. Taco Bell has released a new line of holiday wear that includes hot sauce onesies. Have you already got all my stuff for my Christmas gifts, Heidi?
Yeah, you're done.
Good. I'm going to get you a holiday hot sauce onesie. What size do you want?
No, I don't need this.
A group of researchers have developed a dating app that will allow you to send odors to potential suitors. Why? Who wants that? I've never done the online dating thing, so maybe I'm just out of touch. But I don't think I want to smell anything at all. And if you're finding somebody that they're looking for a scent, run quickly in the other direction. That is just
what do you
bizarre.
smell like? No, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Don't do that. Study by the University of Edinburgh analyzed ancient cave paintings to determine that early humans understood astronomy. So they look back at these ancient cave paintings, and they discovered they understood astronomy from that.
Okay.
So that's cool. 16 Atlanta postal workers were sentenced to prison for delivering cocaine. Yeah, that's not good. That's a bad thing. You don't do that. That'll get you in a little bit of trouble. And one last story. Police in Broward County, Florida, are looking for a man who stole inflatable Christmas ornaments off somebody's lawn.
That's so
I know.
sad.
Why would you steal ornaments from people? Don't do that. I think his name is the Grinch. No, probably not. They're looking for him, though. Thanks
Should be easy to find. Just find the guy with all the inflatables on his front lawn.
Where did all these ornaments go? Right across the street. Look over there. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you trying to find the perfect gift for someone with a good sense of humor? FunkyMonkeyShirts.com has a good selection of funny t-shirts and more. Some with Christmas themes. One that even replaces the ugly Christmas sweater for your next party. Find some silly shirts at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Also, learn how you can sell your own designs to make some extra Christmas cash. There's a link at the bottom of the page at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have a special guest joining us today, Phyllis-Friederich. She is the author of a book called College-Survivor, and I think this is really cool. It says that you're a professional trainer and a motivational speaker, and you graduated from Texas A&M as a single parent owing just $2,300. That doesn't sound like a lot compared to what a lot of people owe these days, does it?
Oh, a lot of people owe $130,000 if you'll read some of the propaganda out there. A lot of the average is about $30,000 right now, and the reason for that is they haven't been educated in the perspective of how to approach the art of gathering, organizing, and executing a plan of scholarship.
Yeah, I'm seeing here you got a College Presidential Scholarship Award, grants, a bunch of other scholarships based on academics. So you must be really smart, Phyllis.
I don't know about that.
But you're at least smart enough to know that, hey, if somebody has free money they're going to give me, I'm going to ask for it. That's a good idea.
Well, I'm a parent now, and I graduated many, many moons ago. And this project started out just for my children. I have two college-bound, one that's pre-med, one that wants to be a history teacher that's in high school. And essentially, I started researching the latest information, thinking, oh, the world is going to be so different, with technology and what have you. And so it turned into a notebook, and we had to go to a 3-ring binder, then we needed tabs, and then we needed another 3-ring binder, and then their friends said, hey, Mrs. Friederich, can you help us out? And I said, sure, why not? And then it turned into a workshop with some parents, and that was amazing. And then I went to a college with my manuscript, and they said, where's the college version? And I said, well, there's another chapter in there. And sure enough, some business friends said, this needs to be a book. So we turned into a book before you knew it. And but we took it a step further because it is a program. It is the books out there, how we're different, in other words, is they'll provide why, where, when, and just give you information quite similar to when you go to a high school night, and parents can understand this. You go with your child, and there's all these booths with all the colleges, and you have this little bag, and you keep putting information in it, and then you go home, and then all the blood leaves your face, and you just don't know what to do. And I was that same parent. And so I went back to my corporate training, and I designed and developed a method of how to approach this. And so the book teaches you how to do it. In addition to that, we support online on our website the University of Success. And that's what puts us in, that's what takes this college guide program to the next level. There is nothing like that out there, to where we have calculators that you can determine your financial deficit. Yeah. And then we have another calculator that we've designed that will take that financial deficit and knock it down and in kind of like a funnel, to where it'll say, for example, your financial deficit is $40,000, what have you. So you can meet with your team. We have a whole chapter dedicated to the Dream Team, and you meet with your team one time a month, and you apply for 2 scholarships, or 4 times a month, and you apply for 4 scholarships, or you meet for 3, and it goes down, and then finally, at the very bottom, it says, or you can apply for loans, and here's the impact of loans. And so we amortize the numbers, and you have all your options.
That's a really good idea. So you kind of do all the thinking for me, so I don't have to go through and figure out, okay, I just finished 4 years of school, now what is this going to cost me? You do this in advance, kind of help lay it out so I can make a really good decision going into this.
You can begin this as early as kindergarten.
Wow.
Scholarships begin in kindergarten.
So if somebody starts earlier, I suppose there are programs and things they can do to make it so they can graduate completely debt-free.
Absolutely. There's no reason to pay for college
If people would like to get more information, I'm on the website right now, CollegeSurvivorBook.com. Do they go right there, or is there something else that they should do to get some more info?
They can email us at collegesurvivorusa@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer their questions. Our books are available now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and actually all around the world. And the website will be 100% ready to go December 1st.
That's
we are
awesome.
still, yes. I will tell you, John, we were supposed to launch January 1st, and we are 2 months ahead of schedule, so it's scurry.
Yeah.
Get everything together. But we will not put anything out there unless it is 100% absolutely perfect.
Well, I
And
love
here's
it.
Here, locally, I live in Lamars, Iowa. I've had a test group that we've been working together with all the preparations to get ready for the book launch. And we have already earned close to $30,000 in scholarships.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So you can see it working in action right there.
Yes.
Well, if folks would like to get some more information, I'm going to throw a link in our show notes to make it easy to find, but the website is very simple as well, collegesurvivorbook.com. And again, I'm going to throw a link in the show notes to make that really, really easy. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to chat, Phyllis. I appreciate it a bunch.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And thank you for all that you're doing to help young people out there get a solid education without a gigantic burden of debt hanging behind them. That's a great idea.
They do not have to pay. They should just enjoy their college and start their new wonderful job.
Absolutely. Again, Phyllis Friederich has been our guest, and the book is called College Survivor, and the website, collegesurvivorbook.com. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Since we talked about the world's biggest cow that we were talking about earlier, take a listen to this. Cows moo with regional accents. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It says, in small populations, such as herds, you would encounter identifiable dialect variations which are most affected by the immediate peer group, explains one UK professor. In other words, cows have an accent, so that's what they're trying to say.
That is so bizarre.
So the cow that we were talking about, this big tall cow, is Australian, so it would have an Australian accent, which I really think is a nice accent. Thanks for listening.
I wonder if our dogs have an accent.
Probably. They bark in different dialects. I'm not sure. It doesn't say that, but cows do. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
FreshPatch.com is making dogs like me happy. They send out real grass pads for us to use indoors. Now when it's cold outside, I can go inside. And when I've used up the real grass patch, the mailman brings me a new Fresh Patch. It's the best idea since doggy treats. Convince your mommy to try it today. I suggest you try Puppy Dog Eyes. FreshPatch.com. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO.
Time now for the word of the day. It is our grandiloquent word. Today's is cornucopia. Do you know what that is?
I know what a cornucopia is.
I bet you do. I remember seeing this when I was a kid. I've never really seen one in real life. I saw pictures of them, usually around Thanksgiving time, between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I have a Thanksgiving napkin fold that turns into cornucopias. I did that one year, a few years ago.
I remember that.
And then you stuff it with the silverware and
and then I just
treat.
yank it apart and feast to my heart's content. But a cornucopia is a symbol of plenty consisting of a goat's horn overflowing with flowers, fruit, and corn. Cornucopia, an ornamental container shaped like a goat's horn, and a cornucopia, an abundant supply of good things of a specific kind. I think we have a cornucopia of corny jokes on this program. Cornucopia,
wow.
Today's grandiloquent word.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix, TIX.org.
Now some weird news for you. This actually made me laugh out loud when I first read this. And it's just somebody trying to be nice. And believe it or not, it came from the great state of Florida. I mean, what a shock.
No way.
A virtual battle turned into a real-life drama for a Florida family when the neighbors called the police. They thought they heard a gun battle taking place in the neighbor's house. Have you read about this online or no?
I don't think so.
So they released, this happened on November the 15th. Neighbors called to report a possible disturbance. They heard a man and a woman yelling, and the man yelled, "That is my gun. Give it to me." And then the lady said, "Please don't kill me." When the officers got there, they found him inside playing Call of Duty. This is a video game.
I could have told you that.
Thankfully, it was not the situation they thought they were being called to. The woman inside the home, Jamie McKee, told the Fox TV channel there it was the first time she was playing with her husband at the home with the windows open. The game got heated at one point between her and her hubby and their daughter. So can you imagine the neighbors?
Wow.
Oh, he's got a gun. He's going to kill her. Get over here quick. That's crazy. But you know what? Better to be safe than sorry. I'm glad they called. This is today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. A German teenager went on a joyride that was fast and furious, and 49 minutes after he got his driver's license, he no longer had a driver's license.
Really?
He's 18. He got his driver's license 49 minutes later. Gone. Says some things hold for eternity. Some, not even an hour. That's what the police said.
Germany didn't have speed.
Well, they do in some places. The Autobahn doesn't.
Huh.
It says he was going 95 kilometers per hour, which is 59 miles per hour, in a 50 kilometer per hour zone, which is a 31 mile per hour. He was going 59 in a 31 zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, or 95 in a 50 zone.
I thought he was going 59 and a 50. I'm like,
No.
and they yanked his license.
No. He was going 59.
That is harsh.
Almost double the speed limit is what he was doing there. And this was a teen who'd been driving with four friends, celebrating the success of the driver's test.
Oh, man.
The fine will be a hefty fine, a driving ban, and an extension of his probationary period. That's a weird word. And an expensive retaining fee of $227.
Man.
Oh, retraining fee. That makes more sense.
I bet he won't do that again when he
No.
finally gets his license.
Yeah.
But he will be the most cautious
Yeah,
driver.
probably. Well, you would hope so. Then again, sometimes you never learn.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story that happened in the great state of Florida, or is it a bunch of flubbery, a fake news story made up just to trick you? You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Fake news or Florida? A Pensacola man became an internet celebrity after his giant neck made him the subject of millions of jokes on social media. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
True story. I saw that online.
Yeah.
And I thought it was mean.
I've seen it on everything.
I don't think that's nice to make fun of somebody for a physical thing that they have. You know, it's not like it's different. Like if he chose to put a tattoo across his forehead, okay, that's a little different. It's not his fault he's got a big neck like that.
Right. He
So-
put his neck on the line, got arrested.
You just...
Next thing you know, people are making fun of him.
Yeah. I can't.
That's tough to swallow.
I just can't. We're going to move on. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have good news on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think we have some good news for you, Heidi.
Okay, good.
Do you like good news?
I love good news.
I do too. Usually you don't offend anyone during our good news, which is such a nice thing. Here's the headline. Taxi driver saves his marriage by inventing an anti-snore pillow that he dreamt up while sleeping. Now, I got to tell you something here. In our household, we have a couple of people who snore. One would be me,
And the
one
other would be me.
You, the two of us. As a matter of fact, we had a friend. We were all staying together in a hotel room. I felt so bad for him. He's trying to sleep in the bed, like on the other side of the room, and it sounded like a chainsaw and a weed whacker on our side. So this guy, after years of strife, this cabbie said his marriage has been saved by a pillow that he invented himself. 42-year-old Philip Moore was forced to sleep alone for 5 years because his snoring was too much for his 43-year-old wife, Stephanie. Banished to nights in the living room sofa, his loud wheezing and sputtering, which he said sounded like a steam train, caused a rift in the marriage, and she said, "I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore." So he had a revelation. He designed a pillow to stop the snoring, and ironically, the idea came to him while he was sleeping. Now the pillow is hitting shop shelves after a chance encounter with a patent lawyer in the back of his cab. How cool is that?
Oh.
A special pillow, which is 169 pounds, $217 is what that is. Well, take a listen, though. It is flexible with a raised center so people can sleep on their fronts and place their hands comfortably underneath. There's an image on here if you want to see the thing. Anyway, he says, my wife was at her wit's end. I remember sitting there crying on the end of the bed. She had been through a lot, and our marriage was getting difficult to cope with. He had to come up with a solution. I think it's cool.
Poor guy.
Yeah, so here's an image on here if you want to see what it looks like. I think it's pretty darn cool. There's
It's an awful lot of money for a
that
pillow.
is, but you know, if it's what you need to do, I've got a link to it in the show notes if you want to read all about it, and that's at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.